My embarrassing Hamlet story. Hi, how are you? So, when I was going to college, I was studying theater and acting. And then in my senior year, I got to play Hamlet. And man, that was just an absolute thrill. And the odd thing about it is that it was set in space. Now we didn't have to wear spacesuits or anything. We were actually dressed in 1600s Elizabethan costumes with the big poofy hats and the pumpkin pants. But it was the concept that the director had was that the play of Hamlet is like this legend and it's floating ethereally through space. And so the stage was minimal and dark and lots of stars and these two big doors that are silver and they swung and you could use them for different scenes. But mostly it was just a bunch of stars and us wearing our Elizabethan poofy clothes. So there's that. And then at the end of the play, there was a sword fight, right? So I'm fighting with the swords, and all of a sudden, I felt my pumpkin pants break. And I felt this snap, and I slowly felt my pants falling down while I'm sword fighting. And so I had extreme mixed emotions, because it's the greatest moment of my life, playing Hamlet. And the worst moment of my life because my pants are falling down while I'm in front of everyone playing Hamlet. And so I think it was the beginning of the sword fight, which is not good because we got to go through the whole sword fight. You know, it's a pretty lengthy sword fight and we're using daggers and swords at first and then we switched to just swords, but my pants are falling down and so I immediately grab them and hoist them up and then I think I had to throw the dagger away and the other guy looking at me, Laertes, is like, what are you doing? I can't explain it to him. So my eyes are saying to him, just go along with me, man. So we fight, and I'm sword fighting with one hand and holding up my pants with the other. And somehow we get through this sword fight, which is great. But then, luckily, the rest of the play, I'm down on the floor because I got stabbed or he got stabbed or something like that. And so I'm down on the floor for the rest of the play and I don't have to hold my pants up. So luckily, but unfortunately, I then have to crawl around the stage for the rest of the action because I got a, spoiler alert, I got to go over to the queen who's dying, then I have to poison the king, and then I have to crawl center stage so I can die. And I have to hold up my pants my whole time while I'm crawling around so they don't slide off. So I get to the queen and I slide over to the king and I poison him and then I crawl over center stage and I say, the rest is silence while I'm holding up my pants. And then the lights go out and I run backstage and I take those darn pumpkin pants off and I come back on stage and I don't even worry about them. I just come back in my tights and the blouse and I take the bow and I get off the stage because, you know, you can't stop the play because the show must go on. Even if your pants are falling down. That's the takeaway. It should be a bumper sticker. Anyway, that's my embarrassing Hamlet story. Have you ever been on stage and had something ridiculous happen? I think anyone who's ever been on stage has had some kind of accident because live in front of people, you know, nothing goes right. Sometimes it goes right, but there's always something that goes wrong. Anyway, or any embarrassing story that you have, I would love to read your comments. And anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great day.